welcome back to the Lockdown Lounge. Joining me today is a very special guest, Aria, who is one half of the Psychic Soulmates and one of my favorite female mentalists. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
That's good. Thank you so much for joining me. So I thought I'd start off with what inspired you to become a mentalist?
Yeah, so I've always loved magic from a very, very young age. My grandpa used to watch like any magic special we could on TV together, and it was just my favorite thing. And I always wanted to be a magician. And when I was 9 years old, my grandpa went to Las Vegas, and he saw the Lance Burton illusion show, and he brought me back a magic kit. And I mean, that's where it started for me. But then for mentalism, now I wasn't really performing all the way up until about 2014 when I met Anthem. And he's the one who brought me into the world of mentalism. And I've never looked back. I love it.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. So do you class yourself as a mentalist, or do you prefer the term like psychic entertainer? What side of that do you resonate more towards?
Yeah. I honestly don't mind either or. I think especially like here in America, a lot of people don't quite know what mentalism is. So sometimes psychic entertainer makes more sense for them. I think personally, I resonate with psychic entertainer a little bit more because I have a background in reading tarot. So for me, it just makes sense.
So I'm assuming you guys are well versed in books such as like 13 Steps to Mentalism and
oh yeah.
I love mentalism. I dabbled in a little bit myself there for a while, but I'm not so talkative on stage, so I don't think it really suited me or my character on stage. What was your favorite performance from memory? Like, what did you learn from it? Was it good? Was it bad? How did it help you grow as a performer, do you think?
Yeah, okay. So I really had to think about this one because I've had so many performances. But if I was going to pick my favorite, I would say my favorite is the Halloween show that we do yearly. We've been doing like a theatrical seance for about 6 or 7 years now. And back in 2019, before all the craziness, we got to do a seance, like a small intimate seance around like a little spirit table. I think we had like 100 people like squished in one room, I guess, back when that wasn't a problem. And they had us in this old, like antique church. And it was a tiny, tiny little chapel, one-room chapel. And it's to date my favorite thing that we ever did because I think we learned a lot about audience psychology. We learned a lot about what people react to, what actually like scares people, what's just like a jump scare. And, a lot of that show has a lot of our mentalism in it. So, and we just like, we make it spooky. Yeah, we learned so much in that show because we got a really good idea of, I just say like the psychology of an audience because we're so used to doing shows where people are just sitting in front of us, not necessarily sitting with us, being a part of the action so much. So I think that would be the one that's my favorite and the one that I learned the most from.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. And so I really loved your lecture, by the way. I watched you guys, and I mean, I know a lot of magicians would struggle with a lecture of that length. But I swear to God, I was just sitting there and it just literally reignited my passion again for the bizarre world of mentalism and psychic entertainment. Like when I first started out in magic, like as a professional, I was looking at all the different genres. And like I said, that was one of the ones that called out to me because I'm a bit of a horror fan and into the psychic realms and tarot reading and all that sort of stuff. So it really did call to me. But as a performer, it just didn't suit my performance style. So I had to just put it in the back burner. But watching you guys and just how passionately you talk about your art and how well you connect with your audience just blew me away. My props to you guys so much.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. And that makes me happy to know that, like, even though the Q&A act isn't right for you, that what was said was able to ignite some sort of something. So that makes me happy. Thank you.
Not a problem. So advice, what kind of advice would you give to somebody, say, who was looking at becoming a mentalist or a psychic entertainer of sorts?
Yeah. Okay. Well, obviously, get your hands on all the mentalism books that you can, just so you can get some basics down. Yeah, 13 Steps is great. Personally, I love Neil Scryer just because he's very creative, has a bunch of books about just like so many like kind of psychic-y themed things. I know not psychic things aren't everybody's jam when especially working with mentalism, but for me, I'd say just like getting your hands on as much information as you can is great. And the other thing that I would suggest, aside from once you've learned like the basics and you understand the principles and you understand, how to do the basic things, I think the one thing that's helped me the most is learning how to do readings, like tarot readings, the best I can. And even if you don't, even if you don't like tarot or you don't believe in it, that's totally fine. I would just say, even if you don't want to learn, go on YouTube, watch people give readings and just kind of see what that dynamic is like between somebody who's giving a psychic reading to somebody and the person reacting and receiving the information. And for me, I think that helped me so much, not just with, readings on stage, but with my people skills and talking and because I get so nervous, like I really get really nervous. So that has helped me not be so nervous, especially talking to audience members. That can be so nerve-wracking for people. So I think those are like my specific tips for the things that helped me the most.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Yeah. As far as like talking to the audience goes, the funny thing is that when I first started professionally performing magic, I don't think I actually spoke on stage or to an audience member for about 5 years. All of my acts were silent. Everything I did was silent. And now I talk and I interact with the audience, but it still feels so unnatural. And I'm not sure how we overcome that. I mean, overcoming magician's guilt is one thing, and then overcoming the stage fright and talking to the audience is a completely different ballgame.
Yeah, it's true. It can be really freaky. And like I said, like I still struggle. Like I make Anthem do all the pre-show. Before the show, before I step out on any stage, I am a wreck. I'm not good with talking or communicating to people. There's something I just get so like in my head. And so like I really understand that, because sometimes that comes with me on stage as much as I try not to let that bother me. Talking to people is just hard, especially when all eyes are on you. It's just hard. So it's just practice. And, sometimes you just got to do it scared. That's the main thing, I think.
I think that's why like this new online world has really helped me personally grow as a performer as well, because I'm now doing lockdown lounge, something I would never do before in my life, like purely talking. I'm not using my magic as a crutch or anything. It's just me and you, we're talking. And I think that's a positive thing that's come out of this lockdown, at least, is a lot of performers are now having to get out of their comfy little boxes and branch out into other things that they're not familiar with or they're not, confident in. So it's a good thing and a bad thing. Like, it's really hit the industry, especially down here at the moment. We're hurting, but we've got to try and look at the positives where we can, can't we?
Yeah, exactly. And you're doing a great job. I mean, you're obviously like a natural interviewer and talker, conversationalist. So I think you're on the right track.
Not a problem. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being involved with me on this show. I'm such a big fan of yours, actually, and I'm going to send you a message when we get off, because I want to actually send you a little thank you gift. So yeah. Thank you so much for being involved. And I can't wait to see what you do in the future. Do you have anything online coming up that we can share with people before we go?
Online? No, not really. I don't have anything.
No, not yet.
But you know, just follow us. We're all over the place. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, so we update there.
Fantastic. Well, give my love to Anthem, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your movie. Thanks a lot so much.
Thank
Bye.
you so much. Bye.